after the past couple days, it's like fine weather. Got freaking 100-degree weather, and then now it's just sunny. A little bit of a lightly cold breeze. There's nowhere to sit. Actually, yeah, there is, but not really a sit. What's going on, Harley? I don't even know how long this is gonna be. Just a little bit. Oh, so tired. Not really. Not tired. Just. Ugh. Just another day. Another day of hustle grind in the life, in the days of this. Hope you're having a legendary grand day. Welcome back to Live in Real Life, episode 5. What is stuff to talk about? Well, I'll tell you one thing. I can't take a leech seriously when there's like a little leech and little clout chasing kid that all he does is do whatever he can get out of stuff and then try to act like he's accomplished anything. It's not even like the fact that he's taking shortcuts, whatever, because everything's been given to him all of his life. But when you pretty much steal stuff too, gamer tags and names you've never been given, that you don't even know how I came up with the alphashadowHawk gamer tag. And you want to be a leech and just, it's just cringe. Like I can't take that serious. Nobody can. Like, as someone who's respected in the community, unless I beat you in a 1v1, like, which I haven't even, beat, the amount of freaking. Okay, let me rephrase this. Let me re-say this. The amount of players that play Call of Duty, there's a lot, and that have played. Most of them quit, though, let's be realistic, because they just don't like Call of Duty anymore. And, Call of Duty can depend, like, on how fun it can be. It just depends. Like, the new ones are just kind of different in their own ways. A lot of people got laid off and all that. And a lot of workers did, and it is what it is. I didn't even realize this giant ant pile right here. So I'm not going to be sitting down over there anymore. But freaking, it's just a leech. I don't know how, like, his whole life he's been living as like a leech and just been given everything, and still doesn't end up with no freaking skills, talents, or abilities. Even in freaking 2025, like, what? I'm so confused how, like, he hasn't found his thing yet. Like, he's still playing Call of Duty, and he's still trying to do competitive and esports and all that. Like, this, why are you trying to do what I'm doing? Like, he hasn't found what he's good at. He's just doing what I was good at. It's weird. I don't know. But if I have to be the only good pro Call of Duty player, then so be it. I'm not gonna have a funny moments compilation guy named Andrew or something to be like, oh, you were never pro, or some little group of Vanoss freaking copy and pasters. Like, I can't fathom the fact that some people cannot create their own original idea. Like, I was inspired by Vanoss Gaming, and you know what I made? The COD God Squad. And obviously that didn't go nowhere, so I was done with that. But it wasn't supposed to be like just a funny moments crew. like Vanoss. That was the idea behind it. But then you got freaking Greeny Weirdo or whoever the heck and his little group, and Andrew or whatever making their little group, basically just doing the same thing that Vanoss does. It's like, is it hard to just come up with stuff on your own? It's the same thing with freaking the alphashadowHawk clone I was just talking about. Just copy and get famous off of trends that other people made, and get famous off of what other people made, and leech off them instead of making your own thing. Like FaZe Jev, alphashadowHawk freaking clone, wants to take the freaking, you know, stuff that he made. Like, is it just like okay, I get it, the mental problems, you know, they can't come up with stuff on their own. Hey, you know, that's just what it is. But it becomes a whole nother thing when you want to try to make a career out of copying and copying and copying, and then like build this reputation of just like just not a good person overall, really not a good person. And people are going to remember that and then realize that and know that, and people are going to see that, and you can only hide it for so long before it eventually gets shown. And if not ever, if you got a famous person like me saying that something fishy's going on, something sus, then, you know, some people are going to see that and they're going to be questioning it, even though they're already questioning it already. I don't know, it's just weird. But, you know, for as long as I've been on YouTube, like most of my life basically, to be in the spot that I am, and then have these, like, these are just amateurs, like they're brand new, that are just now doing YouTube because it's popular, just now doing gaming content because it's popular, doing this because it's popular, doing this because people watch it, doing this because it's bigger, etc. I've been doing this before gaming was popular. I've been doing this for 13 years. and I've been behind the camera before I freaking started doing content on YouTube, like movie related, film things, all that. So if there's anybody that knows a thing or two about any of this stuff, it's me. And I never really talked about it, but this little Greeny Weirdo group or something is just kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense. Because the whole thing that they're doing is freaking just straight up what Vanoss is doing. And I didn't tell them straight up, like, yo, you're basically stealing ideas or anything. Because they just all seem like kids that are, you know, trying to have fun. The only problem is they're, like, not kids, I don't think. I think they're all over 18. 18, and that makes it even worse. Excuse me, sorry. Because fully grown men acting like children and stealing other people's content is just freaking wild to me. And I was supposed to play with them and all that, but it just made me uncomfortable that they're just stealing ideas, you know, and just not like doing what they're doing. Because eventually, like, there's gonna come to a point, right, where they're gonna get caught or they're gonna get seen copying other people's content, and then more and more people will make videos on it, more and more people will see it, more and more people will know it, and then eventually they won't be a channel anymore. And if not that, I mean, they're never gonna blow up as they might think. I mean, like, come on now, Andrew's coming up with the ideas for freaking everything Greeny Weirdo's doing and his whole group are doing. And all they are is just what Vanoss has already did. I'm just confused, because I might have cracked the code. I might have figured out and remembered that tuba commenter was Andrew. Now it's kind of weird because what what I was told was that's just Andrew. You know, he's just let it slide. You know, he's just like that. He's not actually trying to be rude. You know, he has a lot of problems going on. Okay, so we're just gonna let everything slide and just use that as an excuse. As oh, he's the only one in the world that has problems going on. He's the only one in the world that has these things, and he's only one in the world. Like no, at first I was a little like when he was being rude to me. I'm like, bro, you do not know who you're talking to. You are copying Vanos, and you're trying to get a name for yourself when you're copying someone who's already popular. Like, it's just like when a kid gets inspired, like, and maybe like straight up copies everything. That's one thing on its own. Like when you're a kid, but when you're a fully grown adult and you're copying stuff, it's like okay, you need to grow up. Like that whole thing just makes me super uncomfortable because I like Vanos. It's the same thing with the alphashadowHawk clone. It makes me uncomfortable because I like FaZe Jev. There comes to a point when people need to realize that they need to go out there on their own. They can't just go out there like FaZe Jev did. They can't go out there like Vanos did. They can't go out there like other people did. They gotta go out on their own. No hand holding, copying ideas. They gotta do stuff on their own. And it just seems to me that that some people can't do that. And I'm actually gonna not make this live in real life because I think there's a separate episode that this can be, and this should be in a video that, you know, I kind of talk about some real stuff, and it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how are you gonna come at me in my comments the whole time in case, you know, Andrew is tuba? Let's just say for an example, because I think he is. I don't remember. Firstly, he's using an alt account when he has me on Instagram and he's talked to me on Instagram, and I had to dumb what I do down and dumb it down because what they do is just copy Vanos ideas. They don't understand what I do and how long I've been on YouTube and all this. Like I said, I would help all of them and help them come up with ideas because it sounds like he's needed it. Sounds like they're all desperate for something. I mean, they're probably desperate for attention, so if they need a helping hand, you know, I've been doing that ever since, you know, I was born. Not even just on YouTube and freaking everybody else and making alphashadowHawk clone careers. So this would just be a walk in the park. It would be a cakewalk. So it wouldn't be nothing new to me. So it's like, as far as that goes, like, I don't know if he's the one that did comment that. How is a comedy funny moment YouTuber gonna tell me that I'm not pro? This dude can't even have a conversation with somebody without exploding with his anger issues or something. Like, fam can't even freaking have a conversation without getting mad in the middle of it. Like, I don't know if it's like angry Tourette's or something, but instead of Tourette's, he just like, his anger issues just like pop off. Like, how is that like mentally okay? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's like a future problem that one day he's gonna do it to the wrong person, and then that's gonna be a bad thing. Now, either that or it's gonna be freaking, you know, just a problem in the future that's gonna, you know, cost him if he doesn't get the help he needs. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Andrew, but I don't know. I just, it's kind of weird and funny because, like, oh, it's because they're insecure and they're antisocial, and, you know, all these excuses basically is what they keep telling me. Greeny Weirdo and Andrew, and it's like, bro, like, just be a normal human being. Like, just be normal. You don't see me. I have a lot of stuff. One of them's ADHD, and you don't see me being here like, oh, feel bad for me because I have all these problems. Oh, I'm sorry it was these problems, this, that. No, I'm just gonna go on with my day. If people don't like it, then they could tell me. But it seems like even Andrew can't even tell me. But he can still continue copying Vanos ideas, so shout out to Vanos, by the way, FaZe Jev. Those are real content creators. Those are real people. Not these, like, not even underground, just these leeches trying to make something that's already been made. alphashadowHawk clone and freaking Andrew and Greeny just trying to steal all that, and it's like, bro, just, there's so many ways to go about it. There's so many ways to fix it. And I don't understand how there's a whole group of those guys, and not one of them has pointed out, oh, aren't we copying Vanos? Like, Vanos got how many subscribers? Like, what, 100 million or something like that? 10 million? Whatever. And you're telling me all these guys play these games, and not one of them has noticed that they're copying Vanos? Not one of them? I don't know. So I don't know. To me, it doesn't really add up, because if Tuba is Andrew and he's commenting stuff like that, it's like, why don't you directly message me about that? Because, like, for the longest time, like, he said he wanted to be friends and do funny moments with the Greeny Weirdo group, and then next second he's gonna comment talking trash about my music. That was the last comment. And then recently talk trash about me being a pro at a game that he doesn't even play, because they only play games for funny moments. They only do it for that one little moment. They don't actually play games for a reason. Especially when they're copying other freaking people. So, for anybody that call me out, it definitely should not be Andrew Wright. Or whatever his name. I don't even know. I never cared enough. Because once I saw the content, once I saw that it was freaking, like, just a copy of Vanos, I'm like, dude, you gotta be playing with me. This can't be real. I was like, there's no way. Like, there's so many just stuff in the world that is just like, you know how many other people, because, like, there's the alphashadowHawk clone is copying me and FaZe Jev, and then you got, which is Joshua, and then you got Greeny Weirdo out here copying Vanos. Does it take too much out of us as human beings to make an original idea? Does it take too much out of us to just do what we do instead of doing what other people do? Like, it's crazy. Like, you can be inspired and motivated, like I said, but, like, there comes a certain point where you cross the line. Like, there comes a certain limit. Like, it's crazy. If you like, you know, another thing is, it's like, if you like someone enough, you wouldn't just copy them. You can be inspired by them and make something similar, but you wouldn't copy them every video. You wouldn't copy them every time, like Joshua, the alphashadowHawk clone, does with me and FaZe Jev content, or Greeny and Weirdo and Andrew Wright with freaking Vanos content and his little group. I mean, let's just be realistic right now. Come on. If you like someone enough, you wouldn't copy them completely, because that's a whole nother, like, you can be inspired, but copying is the whole thing. I mean, why do you think there's copyright laws, especially on YouTube and Twitch and all that? Like, why do you think those exist? If you have the excuse that, oh, you can copy, if you think you can, then why do you think that exists? Let me know. Because I'm sure, you know, the little Greeny Weirdo and Andrew Wright and all them know exactly what they're talking about. Like, I'm not even from Arizona, bro. Like, I don't know some people over there. Anyway, yeah. It's confusing to me. Because anytime on Instagram, he can message me. Which, matter of fact, just in case, because I remembered, right? So I texted him straight up. I'm like, yo, man, how you doing? He just left me on red. So I think it was him. Which is funny because why does he have a random issue with me? Like, what? We make way different content. You make copy and paste content that Vanoss has already made. I make, dude, I can't even name all the stuff that I make. So, yeah. there's way a lot of stuff. But to get mad at my music, it's like it's so weird. It's so weird cuz like if you don't understand the message in my music and you don't get the whole thing, then like I'm not going to dumb it down, but at the same time, you can't, you're not in that space. You're not in that like anywhere near any place, anytime in a position where you can try to comment on my music and stuff. Like the only thing that you're doing and maybe even known for is copying Vanoss's content. So you can't try to critique or whatever you want to call it and talk trash about what I do when you don't even have anything yourself. Like you're basically just re-uploading Vanoss videos and then you act like you're an established creator or something. Like how does it work in your head? How does it work for you? Like how does all that work? Because on YouTube that doesn't work. On the internet that does not work. On Twitch that does not work. On all social media streaming platforms that does not work. On any content creation platforms that does not work. Like you can't give me one example where your content isn't a copy of Vanoss. Like it is what it is. Like I already see the cracks in the foundation. I already see like the problems in that whole thing, and it's never gonna work. They should just stick to like what they're good at and what they do instead of what Vanoss does. I think that really is the issue when it comes down to it. Is like, and I think that that's the issue with a lot of creators because they just want to copy other people's content and not make something of their own. They act like it's completely impossible to do, and it's so weird to me because like they act like they're so smart and they're super intelligent, like Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, freaking, you know, that's what I'm talking about with the little gamer group and freaking Joshua, the alphashadowHawk clone, the overweight one, etc. They act like they're so smart, but they're not even making original, like actual content. Not a single video that's original, not a single live stream, not a single nothing. Like it's not actual content for one. And not even that, but like they don't show anything that gives people the reason to watch. No charisma, no entertainment, no comedy, no freaking jokes. There's no freaking talent, skills, or abilities in the content. So it's like you leave people like questioning, why did I watch this video when they're finished watching? Or why did I watch this live stream? Or like they're not even going to get 10 seconds in before they click on another live stream because they're going to get bored. Because either A, they notice that it's Vanoss's content and Vanoss made that and you're copying it, or they notice that it's FaZe Jev content, or they notice that it's the homies ZXinfinite's content, and they just click off never to come back to that channel or whatever again, and they never come back because you're making that happen. You're not getting their attention and keeping them to watch even more. You're not getting them to enjoy the content. You can get tips from me anytime, so my messages are open. But the more, especially if you're someone that's talking trash on my channel, that's how I know you won't be successful in any way, shape, or form. If you're one of the people that have talked trash on my channel, then you are jealous and envious over nothing, because that means that you will never be successful and get far in life, because you're mad and emotional because of what I'm doing. Because I beat you in video games, or, you know, whatever pipsqueak excuse you got. And that's why, you know, no matter how much Joshua might think he's doing, he's not in any position at all. I mean, come on. All the money's getting handed over to him, and it's like, look where he's at. So that's just one example. But also, it's just weird how people are just so okay with this. Like, everybody's just like, it's whatever, we're too lazy. Let them be desperate and freaking copy off other people. You know, let them do that. I don't know. I don't think people really have wrapped their head around the facts, and they just want to comment from the sidelines and act like a friend when I text them. But then, like, when I text Andrew, because I was pretty sure that was him, just from a guess, and I get left on red, it's like, bro, what did you expect to happen? Like, I'm starting to feel like I should send him a message and then finish this video off, but I'm gonna do that after the video. I'm gonna just let him know and be like, yo, if you're that tuba dude, like, what's wrong with texting me here? Like, what's stopping you from texting me here? Like, I don't know. I knew I never was gonna work with those guys. Like, I thought, like, maybe might do something, but I never want to work with people that have that issue. And I wanted to actually tell him. So, yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't think there's any more much to say. I was thinking about just 30 minutes on this video anyway. I mean, what can you say to people that are just copying and don't make their original stuff? Like, there's nothing to say. So I'm gonna go back and kick back, play some stuff, figure out some games and stuff, and then go from there. I've been watching some, like, movies and stuff recently, and TV shows. I started watching Ted. I'm on episode 3. The show, not the movie. I couldn't find the movie. And then I've watched a movie called Plane, and then The Last Breath. What's the other one? Nobody. And then I just watched Hickok, which is based on Wild Bill Hickok or something like that. Good movie, by the way. And then freaking what other movies? I think I named off all of them except, oh, Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain. I wanted to see that movie, and I just forgot that it was streamable, and I streamed it, watched it, and man, it was worth it. Good low watch. Except they killed Dustin from Stranger Things. That was messed up. But anyway, yeah. So but they had Conan and John Goodman, so that was lit. So that's pretty much that. It's not disrespectful. It's not negative or rude. You know, I'm just stating facts here, and I'm stating out the obvious. And a lot of people don't want to admit and accept that, and that's okay. Because as long as I know, that's all that matters. You know, a lot of people want to just, like, hide and freaking hide in the shadows, and then, you know, I cast just a little bit of light on them, you know, stun them, get their attention, you know, and catch them, and just like that, like, this is what that is. You know, I never talked about it, but I have planned on making this video / live stream. I just never did it, and I just focused on other things that were, well, more important. But this is kind of important because this is an ongoing issue and a growing issue, because I meet more and more people that just copy. It's like, where's your originality at? Where's your authenticity? Because if you don't have that as a grown man, fully grown man, an adult, and you're not authentic or yourself, you're not being a man, then like, I don't know. If you're not doing what Macho Man Randy Savage's rap album says, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. No excuses. So, yep. That's that. That's all I gotta spit some facts on. I'm finna go back inside now. I just woke up and I'm like, you know what? This is something that I'm gonna do right now. So it's just something that needs to be talked about. I mean, we can either sit here and like not talk about these important topics and not talk about these things, let it slide, or I can show some exposure and some light and shed some light on the situations. And that's why I talked about the Little Gamer Group. That's why I talk about this stuff. It's not drama. That doesn't make my channel drama because I'm talking about it. That's just something that needs to be done. And I know the only people that call it drama are the people that don't want other people to see it. Because that's what one of the ones in the Little Gamer Group are saying, the overweight one. And Joshua, but it's like, anytime you can directly message me, but oh, I'm a fully grown man. Hold on, let me do his voice. I'm a fully grown man, but I got you blocked and everything. I don't even know how to do his voice, bro. It's like, how do you have a massive voice like that? Like, how's your voice like? I don't know. But yeah, that's that. It's just like, it's crazy. I don't know. Like, it's crazy. Oh, cat's fighting. Hear that? That's wild. I wonder what it's fighting. Squirrel or something? Because there's like nothing out here. Except like maybe lizard. Lizard, squirrel, and freaking... That's it. So yeah, anyway. That's the situation. And nothing else to really say. So... Now that cat fighting. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to talk about anything, then let your boy know. I'm gonna head back inside. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Yeah, one last thing, of course, because I just want to say this. I'm not hating on these randoms. I'm not hating on none of them. But, it's got to be talked about at some point, so... I'm doing that now. So now that that's out of the way, time for more content. Hope you have a legendary grand day.